Hello, my name is Cop Singer Jacqueline, and we are yet on another episode of Harmony of Minds. And Harmony of Minds is a mental health platform that talks about mental health awareness, but mainly through the creative arts. But again, this time we are on Harmony of Minds podcast, and Harmony of Minds podcast is a podcast that is by the artist for the artist, engaging all the artists in the community. So today with me, I'm having an amazing artist. He's a poet, he's a rapper, he's an author, he's a writer. I can go on and on. Ladies and gentlemen, let's welcome Ebrahim Solo. Ebrahim Solo. Yoo-hoo! Nice meeting you again.
Nice meeting you too again.
Yes.
Pleasure for me to be here.
Me too.
Yeah.
Me too. It's an honor to be before you.
Really?
Yeah. Cause okay, let's move on. So can you? Cause I've talked about you, but I'm sure you can speak in detail more about yourself. Who's Ebrahim Solo?
Ebrahim Solo is, I think I like to start with the word poet.
All right.
Because for me, that's where it all started from. Oh. So as a poet, I start to write music and I start to produce and I start to learn and pick up instruments. And I'm a business owner now. Wow. So that's how things have, over time, grown.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's Ebrahim Solo.
That's what he does.
That's what he does.
Yeah.
So, okay, that's what Ebrahim Solo does. So who's Ebrahim Solo?
A calm, composed, patient, God-fearing person.
Wow. That's true. He's not lying. He's not exaggerating. So, why the name Ebrahim Solo? And I also understand you have Shaka.
Yeah.
Why the contrast of that? Why do you have like those two artistic names?
Those two artistic names speak of the different character traits that are possibly within me.
Yes.
So Ebrahim really just comes from, my actual name is Ebrahim with an I.
Okay.
But for artistic purposes, I added an E.
Mm-hmm.
And then Solo is a double entry word which holds soul and solo, S-O-L, like for me.
Oh, yeah, one, singular.
Yeah,
okay,
singular.
All right.
And that really comes from the fact that for a very long time I've been doing things on my own.
Yeah.
That's how I learned to produce. That's how I learned to learn my instruments and to learn music. Because the honest truth is I never wanted to be a musician. So I'm a late bloomer in this idea of music.
Wow.
And so the journey has been very solo, but also with a sprinkle of soulfulness.
Yeah.
So that's where that came from. And then Shaka is just more, I know, or I am aware of the more energetic aspect of my character. So that's where Shaka comes from. Even when you say it kind of speaks power. So I think I always felt solo doesn't encompass me as a whole individual. So when I did my last album, I think I tried to introduce the aspect of Shaka. And when you listen to some of the music there, some of it is very upbeat. And then the other half of the album
it's more
is
like
soulful.
your alter ego or something. Or
you know, when people use the word alter ego, it has like a negative connotation to it. So I try to avoid using that. So really it's just an aspect of my character. Yeah. Like I feel like Solo didn't have the full spectrum.
Okay.
So Shaka is more, it encompasses everything now. You know what I mean? Yes. But it's more, it takes the back seat as if.
Yeah. Oh, well, that's interesting. It's interesting to know. So for me personally, I'm a huge fan, and I have listened to most of your music, not all per se, but some of your music, and it has Lusoga, it has some poetry, it has some rap. what inspires you, and what brought you to, you know, expressing your artistry like that?
I'll take you back to a story. I think for me, my first seed in the creative world was, I used to write, I've always scribbled things, but I remember the day I had written something in one of my notebooks, and my sister had just come back from school, and she looked at the book and saw what I had written, and she complimented me on it. So for something that I felt was just a pastime, for it to be
Yeah.
complimented in that way, that kind of planted a seed for me in like, oh, you can actually do this, you know?
Yeah.
And that was where that journey for me started.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow. Shout out to your sister.
Yeah, shout out to her.
Shout out. Because if it was not the seed, probably that work, that amazing work, would still be in the books, you know.
Yeah.
But now it's outside, and we are consuming it. It's blessing us.
Yeah.
Talking about your music, personally, I love Nature Chene.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's the right pronunciation. Is that it?
Yes, nature change.
Nature
It's a Soga
Chene.
word.
Yes. So at first, because of the rap lyrics, I thought it meant maybe you're powerful or something. But then you just told me that it means echo chenyini, right?
Checho chenyin.
Checho chenyini.
Yeah.
So looking at that, because the whole of yesterday's, you know, listening to it and watch the video, and like what inspired that small details, because as it's beginning, it's like a leaf in water on like a dashboard, I don't know, and all these other details. What like inspired
The video.
yes,
The
the
song or
video.
the video first?
First the video.
First the video.
Yes.
The video was creatively directed by a gentleman called Cyril Ducotet,
Wow.
who owns a video production company.
Okay.
And we kind of conceptualized the idea for the song. If you realize it's just one person in the video, and obviously maybe the people who are in the background,
Yes.
but we were asked ourselves how we would create a budget-friendly video with one person and still
Yes.
make it entertaining.
Yes.
So one, we had to play with our environment,
Yeah.
and that's how the scenes of nature and using our surrounding came into play.
Yes.
So we wanted to sort of also tell a story,
Okay.
a mini story. And the idea was for this character who gets up early in the morning to go and get it.
Yeah.
But you realize that along the way, the car breaks down.
Oh, okay.
Right.
It's making sense now. Okay.
The car breaks down.
Yes.
And at the end of the day, he reaches his destination, and his destination is just a metaphor, really.
Yes.
Because we didn't want to like show like a specific destination, but we wanted to show leave the idea open. And the idea is we all have different destinations we want to get through.
Yes.
And then it goes back to the lyrics of the song. When you're down and broken, keep moving.
You're down and broken, keep moving.
Right?
Okay, yes.
Yes. So the idea is that when you've hit rock bottom, there's nowhere else for you to go but
up. Oh, wow.
You know?
Wow.
So just keep moving and get to your destination. So for me, as an artist, what the video represents is my artistic journey.
Yes.
And that's why also, in a sense, there's no full destination. It's just, I just have to keep doing this thing that I'm doing because it serves more than just me.
Yes.
Yeah, so...
Wow.
Yeah.
How about the process of writing the song? Like what was the inspiration behind the lyrics and the process of writing the song too?
This is one of my oldest songs.
Oh, wow.
I remember I produced and recorded it in my apartment in India. when I was
wow.
studying undergrad. And I had this makeshift booth and this really old laptop that I had that that recently just died. I hold on to things very much. So it
Wow.
recently died, so I had to change it. But yeah, that particular laptop is the one that produced Nature Chene.
Wow.
And for me, when I made Nature Chene, I think that was about the point in time where I had realized as a human being that I need to tap more into my culture.
Oh, wow.
So Nature Chene is one of the first few songs where I was attempting to write in Lusoga, where I was attempting to also communicate, which by then I didn't know, something that has become my core value.
Yeah.
When I look back at the thread, the
Yeah.
things that I was drawn to writing from back then is
Yes.
inspirational things. And Nature Chene sort of started that spark, musically especially.
Oh, wow.
So I did it without knowing, but the essence in all of it was for me to write something inspirational, something that could speak to someone that's going through a rough patch in their life or in their day. And I guess I managed to do that.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's such an interesting thing, knowing that sometimes one of the best work can come from just unprecedented, circumstances. You're not planning to, but it just happens.
It just happens. So it came from a very free-spirited perspective. And actually, another story about Nature Chene, that was the second version of Nature Chene.
Okay.
The first original version that I had of that song was also just something playful. That I remember I wrote down some lyrics and I had told my girlfriend, you should come home and we'll record something, what. So it was just, for me, like a hype phrase. A thing that just came about. But long story short, it became something else over time because we never really took serious the recording that I wrote. So then I came up with like a chorus, and then it evolved into this thing where
Wow. It's fun to know that that's the story of Nature Chene. But when it comes to music or just life in general, what or who is your musical influence? Yes.
My musical influence.
Or it can even be non-musical, but yeah.
My influences, I guess I've been asked this question so many times, so I have them off of the fingertips.
Oh, wow.
But, and I wouldn't say I guess people maybe influence us without even knowing.
Yeah, true.
But I think I would say people or artists who inspire me are, I'll start locally. Locally, it's people like Maurice Kiria, Kenneth Mugabe, Nature Chene, and oftentimes I get asked, you would think you're going to start with rappers, but it's more the musicality and expression of these people rather than their music. Of course, their music speaks to me as a fan or a person that loves music, but their artistic expression is more what I'm inclined to, what I'm drawn to.
Yeah.
I feel like someone like Maurice Kiria, his artistic expression, I like that he's very driven in learning about music and expressing himself musically, not just in the typical way a Ugandan would be should or would express themselves. I feel like I like that he breaks out of that boundary. And then somebody like Kenneth Mugabe, I think Kenneth Mugabe, I commend Kenneth Mugabe because he has married our culture and the soulful expression very well.
Yeah, yeah,
I
yeah, yeah.
absolutely love that.
Wow.
And then somebody like Navio. Navio is, would I say, he's not a rapper's favorite rapper,
Yeah,
you
yeah,
know?
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Because he branches out so much.
Yes, yes.
And then I resonate with that because I'm not your typical rapper.
Yeah, yeah. Like the fit, like how the saying of "I'm not meant to fit in" or something like that kind. That's what you're trying to mean. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And also Navi also explores. He has
Yeah.
done songs like Naulida. You can see that
Yeah.
his sound, he has really
Gone off the.
typical.
Yes, yes,
Yeah,
yes.
and it's a beautiful thing to watch
Yeah, it
because
is.
it inspires us also
Yeah,
as
true.
artists to try out
Yes.
different things
Yes.
and to try what that does is in a way tapping into our culture
Yeah.
and expressing ourselves as rappers or as whatever it is. We are giving the world something new,
Yeah, true.
you know,
True.
because where would they have access to it other
Yeah.
than through us?
Yes.
So I appreciate people like Navio, and also the myth has also been inclined towards going that direction. GNL.
Yes.
So locally, those are people that inspire me to keep doing what I do musically. And on an international scale, it's very different artists for different reasons also. But I'll just list them without actually telling you why. There's a guy called FKJ, French Kiwi Juice. He's a French artist. I really like him because he plays so many instruments and sometimes he doesn't even speak in his music, but it's still beautiful.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And I absolutely love that. There's a guy called Stromae, Belgian Rwandese artist. Stromae is a very amazing performer. His music is pop, but it's very beautiful. And when you read the lyrics,
Yeah.
I've interpreted a lot of the lyrics he writes in
okay.
French. And he's speaking about very potent subjects.
Beautiful.
But the way he packages it in
his
in
his artistry.
in his artistry.
Yes.
Because you would think it's just bubblegum music, but when you look at the lyrics, it's like, wow, this is a very
Genuine.
yeah. He's talking about something very concrete,
Yes.
very like
from within. Yeah,
something
yeah.
that very many people will resonate. For example, his new album, he tackles depression.
Oh,
Right, mental
please
health.
send me a link.
So he's a very cool artist.
Yeah.
Then people like Ed Sheeran, I've always been blown away by Ed Sheeran because how he can stand up on stage and just play his guitar
I know.
and still wow an audience.
Yes, yes.
I want that level of confidence. I want that level of artistry for myself.
Yes,
I still
yes.
I play the guitar, but I still feel very shy when I'm in front of a crowd of people and I'm supposed to express with just that.
Yes, yes.
I mean, my fear comes from a particular place because of how our industry here in Uganda is shaped.
Yeah.
But yeah, I absolutely appreciate that about him.
Actually, I resonate with you on that. I remember when I was having my concert, and so I was doing research from different people. How should I do it? And they're like, you only sing. You're supposed to dance, and I did. So after I watched the video, I'm like, this is not me. I'm not authentic. Like, I'm not a dancer, you know?
Yeah.
So I totally understand what you're trying to say is that you sometimes want to, fill in a gap that does not fit with you. And Aaron, what's his name?
Ed Sheeran.
Ed Sheeran, he knows how to just be him and express who. Yeah, and it works, and the fans love it. They love that about him.
Yeah.
Yes. Wow.
They've accepted him for that.
Yes.
Yeah. And then I guess rappers like J. Cole, Kendrick Lamar, Jay-Z, for their artistry, and Jay-Z particularly for his business sense. Yeah. So those are some of the people that inspire me.
Oh, wow. Well, are there like non-musical influences that you could?
Business, I feel like a typical business person that inspires so many people is Vusi Thembekwayo.
Oh, okay. Wow. Me too.
Yeah, and I like philosophical guys. Right now, I think offhand, I can't think of one.
Okay.
I'd have to first have thought about it. But also, I actually like Trevor Noah.
Eh, me too. Me too.
Trevor Noah is such an interesting person, and I
Yeah.
like him. I always make reference of his book. Right now, the title slips my mind, but I always make reference of his book because I found myself, I actually found his book after I had finished writing my book.
Oh, wow.
And I realized he
wow.
was telling, the way he told his story, because it's a memoir
Yeah, yeah,
and
yeah.
talks about his life, but in a very interesting way. And I found that, oh, look at this, different worlds expressing themselves in a sort of similar
Yes,
way,
yes, yes.
and just expressing their challenges in different ways. Whenever I read that book of mine, I have a good laugh.
Yeah, yeah.
And whenever I read, I make reference of that Trevor Noah's book, and I remember reading it. It was such a good read,
Yeah,
so well written and very simple.
Wow.
And he was talking about his childhood growing up.
Yes, yes. As a half caste or something.
Yes.
Yes, yes.
I can't remember the title, but it's such a good read for anybody out there that's watching and has never read that book. I feel like you should pick that book up.
You should read it.
Yeah. So Trevor Noah's story also
Yeah.
talks about resilience, and just for him having done the things that he has done up till this point, he's a very inspiring person for me.
Talking about, because you talked about the philosophies that you subscribe to, Vusi, Trevor Noah, and all those things. So, like, I did some stalking. You'll forgive me, on your YouTube, and so I looked at the comment section of 3 or 4 songs, and but most of the artists, most of the comments, and most of your fans were saying, "Oh, your music is authentic. Your music is it's real. Like it speaks to their surrounding, their life." What inspires your songwriting? What are those things that could inspire your songwriting? Is it like a personal thing, or like the Trevor Noah or the Vusi, philosophies?
I think to answer this question, I'll take you back to my upbringing.
Okay.
I think my upbringing has dictated a lot of what I put out into the world.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And I come from a Muslim family.
Okay.
Don't let the dreads fool you. I pray 5 times a day. I come from a mother who had to take on multiple homes when she was separated from my dad. So a lot of my nurturing comes from her and her ideologies.
Yes.
And from that shaping, it has become part of me. But when I had started writing, I was very intentional about portraying my upbringing and what I have learned over the years in my work.
Oh, wow.
I often tell myself I don't want to let down or be a disappointment to my parents. So I think it has made, that's why I've been so inclined, I think, to writing inspirational music or writing or expressing myself in a way that at least doesn't feel derogative
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
or is not misleading to anybody that is consuming my art.
Okay.
So
Hence, that's why it makes it authentic.
perhaps,
Or okay.
yeah, because sometimes some people will express themselves in particular ways because that is the life
The experience.
they experience.
Wow. Wow. True that.
Yeah. So for me, it's a little bit of like, this is the life that I've experienced. This is how I've been brought up. But I am also, that doesn't mean that I have not been experienced certain lifestyles. I have, but I have chosen just to stick to this because I feel a sense of comfort expressing myself in that particular way. And if you look at the concept of my album Shaka, it was me trying to express yourself a little bit core in this way.
The Shaka.
Yeah, because in fact, the concept of the album is this side of expression you're steering away from.
Yes.
Tisigenda okufunira sente muganda wange.
True.
You know? So don't shy away from it.
Yes.
Express yourself in that full spectrum. But also stay. Don't drift away so far
from your
upbringing. Core and your upbringing and things that make you feel like you're not misleading people, things that make you feel like you're staying true to your dean, to your family, to also just who you are at the core.
Yeah. Oh, wow, that's deep. That's all I can say. It's deep because it still blends into the authenticity that the fans talk about. It's like you do not want to drift away from who you are, but again, there is this other side of you that feels like it needs to be expressed. Wow, that's interesting. Can you talk about, if you may, an incident or a time where music helped you to deal with an emotional issue or a mental health issue?
Interesting. The moment you said it, it took me to a particular song.
Yes.
There's a song by a lady from UK called Clear Soul.
Okay.
And it's titled Know That You Are Loved.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
I love that title already.
Yeah. And it inspired me to even write poetry after I listened to it. I think the first time I happened to encounter the song, I was just going through a rough patch emotionally.
Yeah.
Because of the circumstances at that particular point in time. I think I was going through a phase where I had no work.
Yeah.
And I think as an artist, when you have no work, you reach that point where you start to sort of regret going down this road.
Yes.
And then you realize that you're in too deep. You're in too deep into this rabbit hole.
I can totally agree. I totally agree with what you're saying.
And this is what you absolutely know.
Yes.
And you know? And when you think of giving up, it's like they say success only comes to people that don't give up.
Yes, true.
Right? So when you give up, that's in itself failure. So you're stuck in this cycle
of you begin and give up.
Yeah.
Then you begin and give up again.
So you wonder, how do I deal with this? So that particular song spoke to me and helped me get out of that little emotional slump.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, and then it's so unfortunate.
Yes.
Just if I could speak of it briefly, it's so unfortunate that not very many Ugandan songs will trigger you in that way. Will trigger your emotions that way.
Yeah.
And yet there are definitely a lot of people that are going through so much.
True.
I guess we express ourselves differently, or we deal with those particular emotions in different ways. But for me to be a Ugandan and for me to have been spoken to in that way, I feel like, wow, I wish many more Ugandans would try to express themselves in this way
Yes,
to
yes.
reach our local
Audience.
audience.
Yes, yes.
And speak to them, speak to their heart.
Yes.
Yeah, and not just speak to
maybe a brand or
or not just speak to the sense of enjoyment.
yes. Ugandans will love enjoyment.
I mean, pop music in itself is,
Yeah.
I guess that's what it does. But
Yeah. We need something deeper and authentic and real to
and
our
that's
emotions.
not to say it's not there.
Yes.
I wish there was a way
Could
it
be
could
pushed
penetrate
more.
more.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's true. That's
yeah.
true. But how have you managed? Because you've talked of you dealing with a time where you were questioning, your music and the business, and there were no job opportunities. How did you maneuver and how did you navigate that space? Because I'm sure there was maybe some depression, anxiety. How did you manage that? Because maybe someone could be listening that is in the same situation right now and they would want to know how you can go about it.
I'll first speak from from a personal perspective. I am privileged in ways that I possibly can't put out there.
Yes.
But that privilege has also enabled me to grow.
Wow.
I look at that privilege as a blessing.
Wow.
It's my blessing.
Yes.
And it's something that it's a horse that I've jumped on and decided to ride
Yeah.
for this journey that I'm taking.
Yeah.
And in a way, for things like finances, where in that particular slump, I was blessed to be in a situation where I did not have to pay rent.
Wow.
But sometimes, if you are not grateful for a particular blessing,
Yeah.
you can overlook it and you can remain in the slump.
Yes.
So I think for a more general outlook on how I managed to overcome is to remember, I kept reminding myself also
Yes.
to be grateful.
Wow.
A lot of the times we get so caught up in counting other people's blessings.
That's true, 100%.
We forget to count ours.
Our blessings, yes, 100%.
And no matter how simple a blessing is, it's still a blessing.
Yeah. Clap.
Yeah, it's still a blessing,
Yeah.
and it's your blessing.
Yes.
So it's good for us to know and ascertain what our blessings are, and in turn, be grateful for them.
Actually, what you're saying to me right now is, I know you're saying to other people, but you're speaking to me. But because I remember one time I was talking to a friend of mine, and then they kind of like made me feel bad that I had certain, they privileges, and I was like, okay, this one was like, oh, your daddy's girl, and I felt bad. But then talking about, like, I started to feel like, maybe, is this a curse? Is this like, should I grow up? Should I, But you're talking about it in like, count your blessings. Like, there is nothing wrong with that privileges that God has given you. Count them as you're also looking for bigger opportunities.
Yeah.
Wow.
You're positioning yourself
Wow.
to grow out of your blessings. Sometimes we also get our blessings.
Yeah.
Can both be positive and negative.
Yeah, true.
So your blessing is kukona. You sit in the comfort of your blessing and you fail to grow.
Yeah.
And you fail to progress.
Yeah, true.
Yet your blessing is supposed to be an anchor. It's supposed to
drive you,
make you steadfast. It's supposed to give you
Stable.
a boost
Yes, yes.
in whatever situation.
Yeah.
So sometimes if you're blinded and you're not able to see your blessing,
Yes.
and you're focusing on maybe somebody else's blessing,
Yeah.
and that's why they always say comparison is a thief of joy.
Yeah.
So it's nice to just sit back and think of the blessings that you have in your life.
Yeah.
You might think, for example, that not having your maybe broke mom is not a blessing, but there's somebody out there that doesn't have a mom, that doesn't have the nourishment that you're receiving.
Yes.
And maybe you're looking at the money that they have, but that money is probably putting them through turmoil.
Yes.
You know,
True.
it's giving them access to drugs.
Yeah. That too.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
So in a way, you who's being nourished by your mother is reminding you not to do drugs. Your mother doesn't have money, but
at
she
least,
has spiritual wisdom
Yes.
for you. And if you don't look at that as a blessing,
Wow.
it will take a toll on you.
Yeah. True.
And when you hit a slump and you forget that blessing, you just dwell on your slump and stay there.
Yes.
So for me, I think counting my blessings helps me pick myself up.
Yes. True. True.
It helps me get out of my slumps. And I also sometimes, you accept that, yes, I'm feeling sad about this.
Yes. But what next?
But what next? But there's this has been going well for me. This is going well for me. I have this in my life.
True.
I'm not suffering for,
Yes.
I'm not sick. I'm not, you know.
Yeah.
So just constantly affirming and reminding myself of those blessings and being grateful for them, for me, is a way to deal with whatever, emotional slump that I might be going through, whatever anxiety that might be, consuming me. That's how I managed to deal with it.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Talking of blessings, you have been on platforms like Ichoto Hampango, Blankets and Wine, Nyege Nyege, so far I can't count how many times. We'll be stalking, you guys. Some people struggle with stage fright.
Yeah.
But which advice can you give to someone? Because the reason that's why I wanted to talk about this is I remember I went for the academy, CMH Academy, and I remember there was one of the people that were on the academy in the fellowship, they had stage fright. And then I remember Colin told them, no, you look at the back, and then, because we're like four, but there was just that stage fright. How can a person or an individual like that, how can they deal with, the stage fright of those huge platforms?
One thing I'll tell you is that I think it's anxiousness.
No.
So I think somebody has to figure out what's making them anxious.
Okay.
Are you afraid of making a mistake on stage?
Okay.
If you're afraid of making a mistake on stage, prepare yourself. Being prepared
yes
will increase your confidence.
Okay.
If you're afraid of being seen, I'll say this first, maybe this is the wrong profession for you.
True. But no, Sia, I remember maybe Sia, let's talk about Sia, because she didn't like being seen, but she was such a great songwriter. She was such, like, her music and her voice. How can you encourage someone like Sia?
Someone like Sia, I mean, the way she's branded is also a way, I'd like to believe so.
Yes.
It's also a way for them and her team
Yeah.
to fight the idea of being seen in people.
Oh, wow.
But going onto stage takes a certain amount of courage.
Yes.
And the first step to achieve that courage is to go onto stage. And building the confidence to stay on the stage despite people seeing you and maybe making mistakes on stage
Yes.
takes practice. It's not something that you're going to achieve or attain. You're not going to attain the confidence of being on stage in an instant, in the snap of a finger.
Yes, yes.
You have to go onto stage a couple of times.
Yes.
And you have to also figure out what makes you anxious. That's why I started with what's the core reason of why you being anxious while you're on stage and whatnot. When you figure that out, it's easier for you to approach it and deal with the situation.
Yes, yes.
But I'll tell you this, the first time I went onto stage, I choked. I felt too...
I can also tell you one time, that very first time that I went on stage as an artist. I've been on stage because I've been in choir, and choir, it's worship. You're used to this. And so as an artist, I remember seeing my mic shaking. I felt my legs shaking. And I was like, this can never happen again.
And with every other stage that you approach, there's a level of anxiety and fear that will come.
Yes.
Like it doesn't die out. I remember recently.
It just never goes away.
It never goes away.
Oh, wow.
You can get used to a particular stage.
Okay.
For example, people who serve on stage in choir or whatnot, you get used to that stage and you get a little bit comfortable and you feel free. But the fact that you're going to constantly be moving to different stages as an individual, each and every stage is going to require a different version of you, first and foremost. But it's also going to require you to be prepared and to love what you're going to do. Once you get onto stage and you love that thing that you're going to do, the eyes, even if there are a million eyes watching you, the moment you just start doing that thing that you love to do, and you're doing it well, you get so consumed by doing this thing.
That
nothing else matters.
Oh, wow.
Nothing else matters. Wow. So for me, it's like the moment I just get drawn into the performance. All the fear drifts and dissipates. It just disappears.
Wow.
So it's important for you to get onto stage and know what you've gone to do.
Okay.
I told you stage at anyway. I was getting drawn into who's on stage, who's off stage, how are they dressed, what are they doing. That ceases to be any of your business. You've gone to do what you're going to do. Do it and beforehand, prepare yourself. A lot of people go onto stage sometimes when they've not prepared well. So that it reflects.
It can show.
It shows.
Oh, wow.
And when you've not prepared yourself well, being in front of people requires a lot of stability. So if you're not well prepared, it's going to affect you. So prepare yourself well and practice. Whenever you have a chance to go onto stage, conquer that fear. Fight it one pebble at a time. You can't.
You have to live the moment, grow into the moment. So our time is fast spent. Okay, I'm enjoying, I'm having a great time, but our time is fast spent. But before, we close, what advice could you give to an artist out there? What advice could you give an artist?
I will say this. Being an artist is not an easy thing. And being in a position of influence over other people is also a very fragile thing. It's a thing that exposes you.
Yes.
As an individual. because you're giving yourself to people. So you stand the chance of being, that's why artists get a lot of depression and whatnot.
Yes.
Because we're communicating for people.
Yes.
We're constantly giving ourselves. So if you're an up and coming artist, prepare yourself for that.
Yes, yes.
You have to have the courage for that. And then for the pursuit of being an artist and financial gain and reward, sometimes they do not tell you.
Yeah, true, true, true.
And this pursuit of being an artist, you're constantly giving, even to the art itself. You have to improve yourself, you have to keep practicing, you have to keep applying yourself.
Vocals,
Yeah.
performance, all those things, the brand.
The worst thing is that that doesn't equate to financial gain. Right?
Debra, don't take me back.
So it's important for you as an
Yes.
artist, one, not to put the pressure of financial gain on your art,
Yes, yes.
but keep giving into your art.
Yeah,
Keep giving into your art and being smart about how you're giving.
absolutely.
That when you give, you grow, and in time, you will get. So if you're an artist and you really want to be an artist and you really want to be known for being an artist, if you have to get a job and balance them out.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Get a job or find a way to tick the box of finance so that you can come back
And deal with the art.
and deal with your art.
Wow, wow. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Take that pressure off of your art.
Yes, yes.
So that you can also streamline and not be frustrated
Yeah.
that it's not giving you.
Yes, yes. Oh, thank you so
takes
much,
time.
because someone out there needs to listen to this. Because like sometimes you become an artist, oh, I want money out of it, and then you're frustrated because it's not giving the returns that you're putting in. Okay, so I wanted to just go on some of the comments that are on the YouTube, on our YouTube channel. Emmanuel Biarhanga is saying, I'm happy to be here. And Mose Bwanika, thank you so much for being on. You're saying I'm on. Then Irene Namata, thank you so much. Sample Us Bananga, I feel like seeing the work. The work. Please go on his YouTube channel, Ebrahim Solo. Kindly spell for them the name of the channel.
Ebrahim Solo, that's EBRAHIM space SOUL'. Ebrahim Solo. My work is out there. Today we're just having a conversation. We're not here to,
please
entertain
follow him on
please follow
Instagram.
me. You can find my work.
Yes, he usually updates us on the shows that he's going to be performing at, and hoping I'll be a regular on one of your shows. Then the Coffee Galaxy International, be grateful for every particular blessing. Stop counting other people's blessings, forgetting yours. That is so true. We are very grateful that you are listening in. We don't take it for granted. Ibrahim.
Yes.
I wanted to ask, what is it now? What is going on? Like what's next for Ebrahim Solo? What's next for Shaka?
What's next for me is I am taking each day as it comes, but I have a project that I'm working on.
Oh, wow.
So I'm trying to figure out how to bring it to the world in a much more different way than I've done my other projects.
Yes.
So yeah, I have some music out coming up.
Yes.
It's exciting music, exciting for me personally.
Wow.
And I'm planning to go on a local tour.
Yeah.
And so follow me, be on the lookout. I'm going to be in many places trying to market my work, trying to get word out there, because I'm sure there's very many people that haven't heard of Ebrahim and would be pleased to hear of him.
They will be. They will be.
So I want to try and reach out to the world more.
Yes, yes. So we're having a game. It's called Fun and Fiery. Okay. And so the game is like I ask and then you You just answer like quick, eh? Okay, chap. What's a lyric of yours that heals you when you recite it?
Kibumba mwene nakuma angema yandaga byentuka lusi bija byaddema nabyogerera Rebecca.
Like, are you hearing the rap? Silence or sound when you're overwhelmed? Silence. A book, movie, or moment that changed your mindset? Chap. We need TikTok. TikTok.
Get Up and Go, No One Owes You a Living.
By?
My dad.
Oh, wow.
A book of quotes.
Can you send it to me? Because I need to know what he wrote.
Yeah.
Okay, one mental health myth you want to break.
One mental health myth. Mental health is real.
Mental health is real. Okay, all right. Okay, yes. What does peace look like to you?
Good food, company of good people.
Oh, wow. That's interesting. And thank you so much for listening in. This is Harmony of Minds podcast, and it has been amazing. I've had an amazing time. We had so much that we could have spoken about. We had so many conversations, but time was a limit. Thank you so much for being a part of this show, and have a great time. Let Ebrahim say his last goodbyes as well.
Once again, thank you so much for having me. My name is Ebrahim Solo, aka Shaka, aka Mwana Dinda, aka Rasta and Sonyi, Auntie Nanti.
On period.
Please follow me. This has been an honor.
Yes, it is.
I hope to see you soon.
Bye.